Hey, welcome to Riding Shotgun with Tupper. Minus the riding, we're just sort of sitting still today after man, I don't know how it is where you are, but we've had some bizarre weather. We've had rain, we've had snow. Today it's kind of warm. I don't know. Yesterday I got to get my mower in to be serviced because my grass is starting to grow and it's about time. And I get up yesterday and there's a couple inches of snow on the ground. I can't see my grass. I don't know, man, what's going on. It's bizarre. But I got up bright and early this morning, headed over to Champaign, went to football practice. And most of the discussion today is about basketball because Illinois got a commitment from Tevian Jones, four-star wing, about 6'6", 6'6.5", real good athlete, long kid from Culver City, California, kid that looked like he was going to be going to Arizona. Illinois probably benefited from the chaos that ensued from some of the stories about Sean Miller, and the uncertainty then that kind of surrounded that program made people a little bit frightened, didn't know exactly what they would be getting themselves into. Chin Coleman did a really good job recruiting Tevian, and he came in for a visit. He had that open practice in which people could come out and watch him at Ubben, and he put on a little bit of a show there. And this is a good get for Brad Underwood, who is really, you know, I know a lot of people are a little freaked out by the departures. I think they should probably be very excited by the arrivals. You know, we're seeing now this class grow to 5 between Io and Samba Kane and the really elite shooter Alan Griffin, who I think people are going to really be surprised and happily so when they get a good look at him. And then we had Georgie Bashana-Savili and now Tevian Jones, and they're not done. I think they're determined to add a point guard. They're still working really hard to try to get Courtney Ramey from Webster Groves. I don't know how that's going to go. That's a really hard one to read. And then they have, you know, they're very involved with the junior college kid from Florida, Andres Feliz, a 6'2" point guard there. And then I think they're still very involved in the transfer market, you know, what fifth-year transfers might fit what they want to do. And I would think try to give them some veteran presence inside. You know, that certainly makes the most sense to me. A guy who can rebound and defend and score in there. That's going to be an awful lot to ask of a bunch of kids. You know, no matter what the high upside from somebody like Samba Kane might be. But Tevian Jones, that's a big one. He announced it on Twitter. This is a kid that also had offers from a number of West Coast and, you know, West schools, UNLV, Cal, San Diego State, and so forth. You know, right now, I think the 247 Sports composite team rankings rate the Illinois recruiting class number 28 in the country. If they add to it, it will certainly go up from there. It could easily be in the top 12, 15, depending on the combination of kids that they add. Obviously, they're going to have quantity in their favor. Remember, Brad purposely did not fill 2 scholarships last year. And, you know, looking forward, you're going to lose an Aaron Jordan, and if you get a grad transfer, you will lose him. So that's 2 scholarships for the following year as you look at people like E.J. Liddell and Francis Okoro and so forth and so on. So a remake of the roster, selecting players that they like and that they think can help them with Brad's style of play. Really going to be exciting. It's going to really be, it's going to really be different too, to get to know these kids and to watch a team that suddenly doesn't have people that we did know. You know, Michael Finke, a familiar face, won't be there. Tijon Lucas won't be there, and so, you know, we're looking at you know, a real different look team. I see where Mark Smith has scheduled an official visit to Missouri on April the 14th. So we'll see what happens with that. And then football today, you know, there's only 2 practices left now. Friday evening they will practice, and then Saturday open to the public, Memorial Stadium, noon to 2, an open practice. Not a spring game, but it's going to have many of the elements of a game. It'll be a full contact tackling scrimmage. Obviously, the quarterback, Cam Thomas, is off limits to the contact. They're going to protect him, and they're going to hold out a number of kids who are coming back from injury, and they just don't want to take a chance. This is still a relatively thin roster. But Ricky Smalling was back today. I don't expect he'll do anything on Saturday. Bennett Williams got hurt the other day. It looked like an ankle. I think he's okay. He won't do anything. Mike Epstein's not back yet. So they've got, some people that have, but Sam Mays, another wide receiver, came back. I had a long conversation with Mikey Dudek today. I'm going to be writing something about that, his view of Rod Smith's new offense and the pace of the offense. That's what he keeps talking about when I've talked with him, is the pace, how quick they're trying to go. And he said, when we have not hit high gear yet, but the hustle up between plays, look to the sideline, get the play, get lined up, get in position, go, line up, go, and try to put stress on the defense. Obviously, this is going to be a conditioning exercise for this team throughout the summer as they get ready to play at this pace, and we'll see. I think it's the quarterback situation would really be fun to watch this summer. Unfortunately, most of it will unfold without our eyes upon it. And, but they'll have all those freshmen arriving. They'll have the transfer, A.J. Bush, arriving from Virginia Tech. Cam Thomas will be in the midst of all that. So all of a sudden, the quarterback room goes from a lonely place to a pretty busy place. And how quickly can these guys learn and adapt? And somebody will. Somebody will really surprise, I believe, and Rod Smith will say, I don't know, this guy just seems like a natural for it. I don't know who that'll be. That's going to be fun. So come on over to Memorial Stadium if you want to on Saturday, noon to 2, if you want to watch a little bit of football. How about the national championship game last night? Man, Villanova was just smoking good, weren't they? I mean, they were really, really good. Fun to watch them. A lot of interesting lessons. I talked to Lovey about that today, about he was marveling at them too, and how the lessons you can learn watching a team like that, whether you coach basketball, football, any sport, how connected they were, how hard they've worked to get to this point, and also the value of not having all one and dones. I mean, there's been growth. I think there's 4 juniors starting on that team, so anyhow, I thought they were most impressive. I kind of felt bad for John Beilein. I really like him. I think he's a good, decent man and a heck of a coach. And I think he'll get another chance. I'd love to see. Let's face it, the Big Ten, since Michigan State won it in 2000, is 0-for-7 in that game. The good news is they've gotten there 7 times. That is good. But nobody's been able to quite get over the hump. Illini fans know all about that in 2005, and it's tough. And it was tough last night. But man, they ran into a buzzsaw. I don't think anybody was going to beat them. Maybe somebody could have gotten a little closer, but in the Final Four they beat Kansas by 16 and Michigan by 17. That's impressive. So 5 recruits in hand. Signing day is a week from Wednesday. It is April the 11th. Alan Griffin coming in this weekend for his official visit, even though he's committed. There's a lot of schools trying to steal him at the buzzer here. They need to have, I'm sure they'll have a great visit for him, which will firm up in his mind what he wants to do and get him signed on the 11th along with these other 4 guys and perhaps 1 or 2 more. We'll see how quickly they can close the deal on all this stuff. But anyhow, thanks. Crossing my fingers, hoping for drier weather. It's more fun when we're out there rolling. And as soon as it gets a little warmer and a little drier, I think we'll see the farmers out in the fields too, getting ready to start planting corn, beans to follow. So thanks, everybody. Appreciate you checking in, and we'll talk to you next Tuesday. So long.